Hello everyone, welcome back to LaExcellence Bengaluru presents current issue of the day, episode number 158. Today we will be discussing a very important and significant issue from UPSC mains perspective, that is bridging India's skills gap towards a future ready and inclusive workforce. We will discuss why it is in news, and also we will discuss about dual crisis. What is the dual crisis, and also what is the employment landscape in India, digital age and the reskilling imperative, and a specific emphasis on women in STEM and how do you address these issues. I will be discussing in a holistic manner, so note down all the important points which I will explain here. Very important points and very important data is provided in this video. So in syllabus it comes under GS paper 2 governance and in paper 3 under economy. Okay, so first is, as per the context, despite producing millions of graduates annually, India faces a dual crisis, that is high youth unemployment and unemployability due to a mismatch between education and the job market needs. Here are the important words. First is unemployment. What is this unemployment? Unemployment is a person is seeking a job but is unable to get a job. Seeking yes but job no. And what is unemployability? Unemployability, and here skills are yes, he does possess skills but he is not able to get a job. What is unemployability? Here jobs are available, however the required skills are not available. The individual who wants to get a job doesn't have required skills. So this is unemployability. Even if you are a graduate, the industry demands different kinds of or different sets of skill set which you do not possess. As a result, you do not get a job because of unemployability, which is a grave issue. These together are called as dual crisis. Dual crisis, especially the given context India is in. Many consider that India is going through a phase of demographic dividend. Okay, many see that there is a demographic dividend phase till 2050, that there is higher number of youth population is high, so India should utilize this age or utilize this aged population to bring development which is going to last until 2050. After 2050, it means that there will be more number of old people, more number of elder people compared to the youth. So now the time is to capitalize on the youth population. However, there is the issue of this dual crisis. As a result, many people think that this demographic dividend, instead of becoming a dividend or a profit to the government, is going to turn into a disaster. Okay, is going to turn into a disaster. So here we will discuss how do you avoid this disaster and how do you turn into a dividend. Okay, so this crisis is amplified for women in STEM, who despite making up significant share of STEM graduates are underrepresented in technical jobs. Okay, even the crisis is more grave with respect to women. There are high number of graduates coming out of STEM but they are not able to find jobs. We will discuss why. Okay, then the employment landscape and the grim realities. The youth unemployment and the skill deficit. The data is youth ranging from age 18 to 25 form 83% of India's unemployed. A very grave concern. Graduates are often not job ready, that is only 50% have the employable skills. Large gaps in a digital literacy, communication and problem solving. The current corporate world not only requires your technical skills, they also require your communication and digital literacy, which many people are lacking. As a result, the employability is only 50%. Then informality and underemployment. Although formalization has improved post pandemic, as per the EPFO data, a major portion of the workforce remains in the informal sector with inadequate job security. According to a recent EPFO data, higher number of youth are registering in the EPFO. High number of youth are registering. However, the data is not to the mark, not up to the mark, which indicates that there is high number of informalization to the present. Then, moving on, the digital age and the reskilling imperative. According to India Employment Report of 2024, 74% of the graduates or 75% of the graduates struggle with email basics. They are not able to even write the basic emails, and 90% lack spreadsheet proficiency, meaning they are not able to even write a MS Excel spreadsheet. And World Economic Forum Future of the Jobs Report 2025 says that by 2030, net gain of 78 million jobs is possible through reskilling, but 92 billion jobs are at risk due to automation and AI. Okay, so jobs are going to be lost due to automation and AI. However, there is a net gain of total 78 million jobs. So there is a need to reskill or upskill the current graduates or even the people who are already working, because the AI and automation is going to reduce the job by 92 million. So these 92 million who are going to be reduced should find a job among these 78 million. Okay, so the net gain of 78 million is there. This data is very important. So net gain of 78 million in the sense, add 78 plus 92. What is this? It counts to 80 plus 90. 170 million jobs are there, of which 92 million are going to be lost to automation. But however, you are still left with 78 million. And if you want to be one among the 78 million jobs, you need to upskill yourself or reskill yourself. Then next is women in STEM, a specific emphasis on women. There is a participatory paradox. What does this mean? There is a disparity. What is the disparity? India has the highest share of female STEM graduates, that is 43% among the major economies. However, only 27% of the STEM jobs are held by women. Meaning, what does this mean? 47% of the graduates in STEM are women. However, out of 100% jobs, only 27% is women. Rest 73% is dominated by men. Meaning, half of the graduates from STEM, women graduates, are not getting jobs in STEM. Why is the case so? Why is it happening? Even if they are a graduate, even if they are skilled, they are not getting the jobs. Why? This says that there are certain barriers to inclusion. What the barriers are? First is societal stereotype. There is a stereotype attached to jobs in STEM, that is, such as mechanical work is masculine work. Mechanical work is masculine, meaning all the mechanical jobs should be held by the men, and also coding isn't for girls. These are certain stereotypes which are present in present corporate sector. As a result, most of the women are not hired for the job. And also there is unwelcoming workplaces, especially during the life transitions such as childbirth, marriage, period times, and other areas, other times. And there is also lack of family and community support for the women. Most of the women, even though they are graduates in STEM, are not sent to the jobs from the familial pressure. Okay, so these are the barriers to inclusion of women. What are the implications or economic implications of women's workforce participation? According to labor force participation rate, women contribute 41.7% overall. However, there is a grave discrepancy with respect to rural, where 47.6% is female, whereas in urban it is only meager 25.6%. Anyone can guess the discrepancy is mainly because in rural areas women are more involved in agricultural activities where the skilling is not needed. However, in urban areas where STEM jobs or the skills are required, women are not hired because of the barriers. Then economic benefits. These are some data which are going to be important for your answers. That is, according to the McKinsey report, there is 700 billion GDP boost by 2025 if 68 million more women join the workforce. This report was released in 2015 and now it is already 2025. So most probably India has lost this GDP growth. Then 1% GDP growth if female labor force participation rate reaches 50% according to the World Bank. At present it is 41.7%. If it reaches to 50%, then you are going to see 1% GDP growth, which is a lot in terms of monetary gains. Then what are the government initiatives to address these issues? So government is understanding the issue between demographic disaster and demographic dividend and are trying to bridge these issues. First is with respect to education and skilling policies. According to National Education Policy 2020, it emphasizes STEM integration, vocational training and flexible learning pathways. Along with it, Skill India Mission, Digital India and PM Vishwakarma Yojana promote vocational and digital upskilling. And ITIs and Idea Labs, they are being revived and modernized for the practical training. The ITIs or the Idea Labs, which are already present in India, we are focusing mainly on the manufacturing skills. Now the need is to upskill not only the students or the people but also these ITIs and Idea Labs. They should be training on digital literacy, they should be training on upskilling, etc., etc. Now with respect to targeted women empowerment, government is also focusing on improving women in STEM. How? By Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, where it encourages female education, and in women's VSTEM program, a very important program. You can use it as an example or you can use it as a case study in your answers. VSTEM program, which is done by Gujarat and MP, it increases skill access, builds role models and promotes family and school awareness, which has had a positive outcomes. And also government is going for gender budgeting 2025-26, where 4.49 lakh crores allocated for women centric programs, which is 8.8% of the total union budget, which is a positive sign. And there is also international collaboration which focuses on international employment readiness. For example, recently India and European Union signed Links for Skills project, which prepares Indian youth for global job markets, especially in aging economies. Okay, Europe is going through a demographic winter, meaning there are large number of elder people compared to the youth. There is a need for youth or the need for larger working population. So India can provide the larger working population to the Europe through this India European Union Link for Skills project. And also one of the important aspect that is to be noted is the role of industry. Not everything can be done by the citizens and not everything can be done by the government alone. There has to be the role for industry as well, where it should bridge this gap, that is the gap between graduates and the jobs. It has to be filled by the industries. How? By developing from recruiter to enabler. From just becoming a mere recruiter, the industry should focus on becoming enabler. How? By providing mentorship networks, inclusive HR policies and non-linear career path support, and encourage professionals to teach in academic institutions as well, so that the demand of the industries and the skills that is being taught in colleges is going to match. Support career transitions for women, such as after childbirth and caregiving. Also bringing industry academia collaboration. There should be mandatory linkages in higher education and placement outcomes linked to college accreditation. By addressing these, industry can bridge the gap between graduates and jobs. And what should be the other way forward? That is from degree to deployment. A very important punchline you can say. How do you bring a degree to deployment? In order to avoid a demographic disaster and realize the potential of India's youth, especially women, coordinated action is required. There are certain priority areas such as skill alignment with evolving industry demands, robust digital and vocational training is required, inclusive policies for women in STEM, reskilling for a tech-driven economy, and global job creations or readiness through language, culture, and soft skills training. With this, we can address the issue of degree to deployment. Okay, so very beautiful topic which I have covered in a holistic way. All the important points, all the important keywords, and the data I have provided here. So if you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. And if you are new to the channel and if you want to look into important topics like this, please subscribe to the channel and also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.